everyone, this is Lana with Lana Design for Spellbinders, and welcome to the August release. Today I am going to be playing with Glimmer Club of the Month and 3D Embossing Folder of the Month for the month of August. And for all of you who follow me, know that I have only selected few clubs that I like to play with. However, I am going to put my affiliate links down below with all the clubs that Spellbinders is providing for you, and you can find whatever suits your interest. Now, my other two favorite clubs, which are Wax Seal Club of the Month as well as Better Press Club, are still in the making, so this is going to come to you a little bit later, and I apologize for that, but I just wanted to give something to you right now since we are approaching mid-month, and I have been sick for almost 3 weeks, so I really didn't have it in me to sit down and create, and I hope you can overlook that. Now, take a look at this beautiful embossing folder here that I have. I love Spellbinders embossing folders. They're pretty big, and the attention to detail is truly remarkable. And here is the Glimmer Club for the month of August. It has beautiful bubbles, and I love this. It's for all of you bubbly people out there. And take a look at this glimmer foil that it comes with. I honestly have not seen this kind of foil yet, and I'm very excited to start creating. So, without further ado, let's get going. So the first thing that I am going to be using is a 3D embossing folder. I'm going to prepare my surface here by using Altenew sticky mat as well as their silicone mat, and the reason for it, so that sticky mat will not slide and go anywhere. It just grips on that silicone mat so beautifully that I can just freely do the ink blending. And I am using Distress Oxide inks, that is Cracked Pistachio, Salvage Patina, Peacock Feathers, and Tumbled Glass. So I started my ink blending with Tumbled Glass. Just add it to the top nice and gently, starting from the outside and moving inwards. This is going to help you avoid those harsh lines when it comes to ink blending. I then added Salvage Patina, and look how pretty these colors go together. The next thing, of course, I went back to Tumbled Glass to smooth out that blending. Next, I grabbed Cracked Pistachio. So I honestly did not like how this color looked with all those blues. It just didn't belong to that color combination. So what I ended up doing is grabbing that Peacock Feathers and really applying it generously, like there's no tomorrow. Honestly, I applied it heavily to the bottom, trying to cover that Cracked Pistachio, and then I went back to Salvage Patina, added a little bit more of that color in, and that seemed to do the trick. I then went back and forth to my ink blending and added a little bit more of Tumbled Glass to the top. So this is exactly what you need to do when it comes to Distress Oxide inks and how you blend them. Never give up on them. You can easily cover all your mistakes because colors simply lie on top of each other. And my ink blending was done in no time. I love that gradient look. Absolutely beautiful. Now I'm going to clean up this mess and I will be back in just a second, your time. I ended up embossing my paper here, and now I'm using this cool gold metallic gel pen, and all that I am doing here is coloring in the fish and the bubbles, and this gives such a nice contrast and a beautiful interest to the card, and not to mention all that beautiful shine from this gel pen. Now I am going to continue on coloring my fish here and the bubbles, and I will be right back. And just take a look how this turned out. I love the shine of that gel pen, and that cool gradient look just makes this panel look even prettier. Now I am going to do something really special. You see this little thing that I have spread here? I am going to customize a ribbon. I have this idea of having a ribbon instead of a sentiment wrapped around my panel. And I've already created Just Keep Swimming sentiment. And for this, I am using this cute little tool called Printmaker. And this little tool is by We Are Memory Keepers. Now, for this little tool to work, you do have to have an app as well as a compatible ribbon that goes with this. And of course, the app is quite intuitive. It's really not that complicated to use, but I will not be focusing on this today. I'm just going to show you that there is a way and possibility for you to customize either your sentiments or ribbon. So what I am going to do is follow the instructions on the application. And next thing, I am just going to press this little thing here that says send it to printer. And next thing, I'm going to do the infinite print. And once that image is sent to the printer, I am simply going to slide my Printmaker on the ribbon, as you can see, nice and gently, and my saying is left on that ribbon. Just such a perfect thing to do, customize your sentiments this way. I did run into some technical difficulties, so I ended up using a little bit wider ribbon, and it still looked very cool. I ended up printing on both sides. I simply wrapped the ribbon around the panel and tie a simple bow, just like so. And now I'm just going to trim off the tails. And this ribbon is now going to serve the purpose of an embellishment as well as a sentiment. And now I'm moving to the Glimmer Club of the Month. I picked this cute little square die, and now I'm going to just die cut the center of my panels from both the navy cardstock and the turquoise. And I also turned my Glimmer machine on so it can get nice and warm. And now what I am going to do is use this cool iridescent foil and foil the squares. I simply trimmed the foil to the size of my squares, and I kept the rest of that foil for the sentiments. As you can see, I also used paper scraps for my sentiments. This is perfect. You don't have to cut new paper for this. Now let's take a look and see how the foil transferred. And take a look at this absolutely adorable look how beautiful and shiny that is. And now we get to assemble all of this. So I already pre-cut and created my card bases. They're all 5 by 5 inches. And I'm also going to use this awesome foam adhesive from Altenew. When and if you ever decide to buy this roll of foam, trust me, you are not going to be disappointed, because this foam adhesive is quite large and it will last you for a very long time. Now, because of the ribbon that's on the back, I decided to add foam adhesive all over the card. I realized that this really wasn't that necessary because this ribbon is very thin and there's no bulkiness whatsoever. But, you know, it doesn't really hurt to add a little bit more of that dimension. I think it's still very nice and a good detail. And now we're moving to the remaining 2 cards, and this is going to be a very simple and straightforward assembly. So I'm just going to attach the blue and the turquoise bigger pieces directly on the card base using some liquid adhesive, and then I'm going to use the same foam tape and put it on the little die cut squares and swap the colors. I'm going to put turquoise with navy blue and navy blue with turquoise. Simply peel off the backing of the tape and attach it to the card, just like so. I then cut thin strips of that foam adhesive and added them to my sentiments, and then I simply attached the sentiments to the middle of the card. And that was it. And we are at the end of our video. Look how beautiful these cards turned out. I love making square cards. They're truly beautiful and unique. Now, please keep in mind that you are going to need some extra postage if you decide to mail them, but it's definitely worth it. Look at that beautiful shine. I just can't get over that beautiful gel pen, and what a difference it makes. And here is a Glimmer foil. Look how cool that looks. Now with this blue card, as you can see, the glue is still drying, but what I ended up doing off camera is adding these clear embellishments, these little domes, and I think that's gonna look so cool once the glue dries and becomes clear. But I wanted you to see how cool this foil plate actually looks, and this foil is fantastic. So again, that's it for today, my friends. Thank you again for being here, for your continuous support. It truly means a lot. Please help me reach 1,000 subscribers, because that'll bring even more content to you, and it will give us a chance to test even more stuff and create more cool things. And big thanks goes to Spellbinders for sending me these things every single month to play with. It truly is an honor. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I am always happy to interact with my viewers. And one last thing that I wanted to tell you is to stay tuned for Better Press of the Month and the Wax Seal of the Month. That is going to come to you in a couple of days, that I promise you. And one more time, thank you so much for spending time with me, and I'll see you soon with something new. Bye-bye.